end zone and back there. The catch is made. Kayshon Boutte has
6. All right, Pats fans, it is week 8. The Patriots are back home in Massachusetts, and I am back home in Massachusetts. If you follow along with this podcast, with this video series on YouTube or on TikTok, you know that last week I was recording this show from South Carolina. I survived the ride to Florida. I survived a few days in Florida. On Wednesday, I made it back to Boston, back to Massachusetts, and took the rest of the week off from work. That was very necessary. And now here I am back again, driving to my buddy's house to go watch the Patriots take on the Cleveland Browns. So like someone Gabriel, the Browns quarterback, Justin Gabriel, does that sound right? I don't know. But I do know that the Browns have a legitimately good defense. So it'll be interesting to see how the Patriots, coming off 4 wins in a row, coming off 3 wins at home in a row, can come home riding high, feeling good, how they can go and how they will perform against a legitimately good defense. And yet the Browns are 2-5. From my understanding, they don't have a good offense. They struggle to put points on the board. So you feel like things are tipping in the Patriots' favor as far as this game is concerned. And we'll see. It's Sunday. I'm back home. I'm going to my friend's house in Amesbury, so of course I made taco dip. But I'm not going to keep you that long. Let's get right to the game. I will talk to you after the game. That is it. But I am going to make my prediction for a score, and the score is going to be Patriots 27, Browns 13. 27-13. That is my prediction. Now, you already know what happened. You already know how the game ended. We'll see how close I was to being correct. But I do feel like the Patriots should be able to win this game. It's a nice feeling going into games thinking they should be able to win this game. And you expect them to win. It's a nice feeling to have again. Oh, it's been so long. I feel like so much of the league must hate us. But again, we're nowhere yet. All we are is 5-2. And things are looking good right now. Let's keep them going. Pats win 27-13. Hopefully. I'm going to focus on driving now. I thought I'd wear sunglasses today. It's very bright out. And I think it makes me look much cooler. Did it work? I don't know. But I will see you after the game. 27-13. Go Pats.
Quick toss. Catch made. Diggs has a touchdown. Stephon Diggs, his first touchdown of the season.
Follow us and hide us from the tyrant who is satanically enthroned. There, the marks are spreading everywhere. There, the marks of the evil one. Hey, Patriots fans, 5 wins in a row. What did I say? 27-13. Ooh, I was so glad they didn't get that 2-point conversion, so at least I got one of the scores right. Final score, your New England Patriots, 32-13. Imagine, number one, if Myles Garrett was on a good team. Incredible. Number two, imagine if Myles Garrett was not on this Browns. The Pats would have probably scored 50. Because it seemed like he was the one that was disrupting everything. He was the reason that this team, that they only had 9 points really in the first, I think. I mean, even like every rush, every like hurry seemed like he was involved. Drake made one bad mistake. He didn't see that guy over the middle, threw the pick. It ended up not costing them anything. Is it maybe possibly a good drive? I don't know. They were getting close. So it seems like, again, the Pats give up a first drive score. Like, you think, okay, get out of there. You know, you get the ball first. You think you're going to go down. And I just watched the game and I'm already like, wait a minute. They went down and scored a field goal first. Then I said, now you got to stop them, go and put more points on the board, because they marched the ball right down the field, just couldn't finish. Then the Browns just marched down the field like the Patriots always do, give up that first score. And really after that, the Pats completely lock them down. Because then the Pats go down again, try to finish. They can't finish. 6 points, 3 points, 6 points. Now it's 7-6. And the defense did fine at that point. The defense did great at that point because the Cleveland Browns offense stinks. So then Drake throws the pick, or then they have a punt and a pick, and it's like these little things that aren't working. They're stalling here and there, but then still, with how much trouble they were having in the first half, they ended the first half with a field goal. They ended going into the halftime at 9-7, and then they changed things up in the second half. In the third quarter, they started moving, bringing Drake out more to the outside, running to the outside more. It seemed like, and then that would allow certain points for Drake to have more time in the pocket. And boom, a 21-point scoring barrage. You got three touchdowns from Drake. Friggin' Diggs gets his first touchdown. Hunter with a perfect touchdown. Booty with another beauty. And from there, it was like the blowout is on. Spillane, they're talking about Spillane. They're bringing up Spillane. They're hyping him up, and then he goes and makes a beautiful interception on a really terrible pass by Gabriel. And when I want to say Dylan Gabriel now. I just watched the game. I think I called him Justin before. Dylan Gabriel. I mean, it was behind the wide receiver. I mean, the tight end. It seemed like the tight end was running, and he threw it behind him, and Spillane's like, I'll catch that, and boom, runs it back. I mean, they couldn't have drafted that up better. I wanted them to get a safety after that friggin' fumble. The Pats were going to go right in again. Henderson fumbles the ball on the line. Yes, he got popped, but come on. You can't do that inside the 2, inside the 1 yard line. It is just, it could cost you in a real, tight game. Here, it wasn't that big of a deal, so it didn't bother me as much. It annoyed me, but it wasn't bothersome because the Pats were already up big time by then. Obviously, I think we could have kept him to 7 points if it wasn't for that terribly muffed punt. So there are things to clean up on. Borregales was great all day, so that was good. But that muffed punt led to more points. At that point, I mean, you can only stop him so many times, and I think they went for it. That was unfortunate, but at the same time, you knew the game was pretty much out of hand by then. What I like is the Browns defense seems legit, and the Pats put up a bunch of points on them. Drake put up three scores. The third quarter was electric, and it just looked like what you expected. And that's what you get against a good defense. It wasn't perfect. It was, you were getting beat a lot, but you're getting beat by like an all pro friggin' defender who you couldn't stop with 2 guys. He just never gave up. You clip him, you chip him, then you get Campbell in there, and it just wasn't enough. Campbell was getting smoked. Look, a rookie's up against it again. A friggin' all-star, an all-pro, one of the best players in the league. You can't expect perfection. You just can't. So there's things to clean up. There's things to improve upon, but I'd rather have things to clean up and improve upon with a nice big win than oh my God, a loss. They need to go back to the drawing board kind of thing. But it was a little sketchy there in the first quarter. You're like, oh, they're not looking that good. The defense is legit and they're doing things. And then it was just relentless. They just kept adjustments. They kept adjusting things. And in the end, everything worked out beautifully. My friend made shaved steak sandwiches. He made more sausage Last time was hot dogs, and before that was sausage. He feels the need to have some sort of tubular meat because it's worked. So I don't know if I'm going to the game next week. I'm not sure yet. We'll see what kind of meat products he has then. The next week, they're taking on the Falcons, who I believe got destroyed today, right? No, they got beat today pretty good by the Dolphins, right? Again, I'm paying attention to these games, but I could be wrong as I'm driving. I'm not looking at stats. I do know that Drake had 282 yards and 3 touchdowns, and he's still missing a 300-yard passing game, but 282 against this defense, 3 touchdowns, even though he got sacked like 75 times. Garrett friggin' doubled his sack total of the year in this game today. So that's not good. You need to fix that. But again, he's an all-pro player. So I'm happy. The Pats are 6-2. They won 5 in a row. The train keeps a rolling. Now, in a rare moment, every team in the AFC East won today. The Bills won big over the Panthers. The Dolphins, I believe they're the ones who beat the Falcons. And the New York Jets, by 1 point, beat Joe Flacco and the Bengals. So the Jets are no longer winless. The Jets are now 1-7. I love watching the New York jokes on YouTube. There was a part of me that thought, oh, they're going to be excited to finally get a win. But there's another part of me that thought, oh, wouldn't it be just awful if somehow Flacco could pull this off? At the same time, as much as I want to see the Jets lose, it is better for the Patriots that the Bengals lost. Because if Burrow comes back, or the way they've been playing, you think they could put up some points. You want this team, to lose as many games as possible, especially when you play them. So, if I'm correct, I could be wrong. Next week is the Falcons, then the Giants, then the Jets. Maybe a Sunday, and a Thursday, something like that. I don't know, but there isn't a game where you say the Patriots have no chance. There are plenty of games where you're like, they could easily lose this game. They could be beat. They're not like otherworldly. They're just doing enough, and they're looking good. And I think this is my exit because I'm going to Target right now to pick up a few things. They're in the right way. How happy when Diggs scored that touchdown? How excited was he? Hugging everybody, jumping on Drake. I love seeing that. It makes it exciting to be a Patriots fan. It makes it exciting to watch these games. We'll see. But as of right now, the Pats have won 5 in a row. The Pats are 6-2. The Pats have the best record in the AFC East. The Bills are right there. They're right on your butts. But as of now, if the Pats keep winning, they can't be caught. So 6-2. We are now almost halfway through the season. Back in the olden days, this would be halfway through the season. But in this new 17-game season, I believe in the middle of this week is technically halfway through the season because, I guess technically you could say next week is halfway through the season because there will be a bye week. So they're technically 18 weeks in the year. So after you have the 9th week, you're then officially halfway over, including the bye week, which is not for a while. Is it like after 14? And it's funny, my buddy said, do we always get the crappy announcers? And I say yes, because we're a 4-win team. And 4-win teams, when they, I went the wrong goddamn way. Target's that way. Son of a bitch. When 4-win teams, at the beginning of the year, they're going to divvy up announcers. They're like, oh God, the Patriots and the Browns. We're not going to give you Brady. We're going to give you, although Schlereth I thought was all right. And the other guy who, I don't remember his name, but he's been around forever. But I don't care. I don't care who announces them. I just want the Patriots to win. That's all I cares about. Wait, you're telling me I can't do a U-turn here? God damn you sons of bitches. Cars are coming there. Okay, I'm not going to mess it up. I'm a rule follower. I'm not a rule breaker. I'm not a rebel. So that's it. I'm going to not bang at you. I got to go down and take another son of a bitch. Go down and find my way back the way I was coming. But more excitedly, more importantly, your Patriots are now 6-2, leading the division, 5 wins in a row. Drake had another big game. Even with Myles Garrett all over this offensive line, it still wasn't enough. And you got to feel for that guy. That guy needs to be on a contender. So that's it. I'm done. You can follow the show at Patriots Podcast on Blue Sky, and you can follow me at Geek Mentality Mike on TikTok, and we're on YouTube at Fans Not Experts is the YouTube channel, and of course every episode of Patriots Afterthoughts and every other podcast I do can be found at fansnotexperts.com. That guy has a cool little convertible. What kind of car is that? Oh, it's only a Mazda, but Mazdas look cooler than they are. It's like, oh, it looks cool. Oh, it's a Mazda. Anyway, that's it. Pats are 6-2, 5 in a row. I'm going to Target. I will see you next week, but until then, go Pats.
Fans Not Experts.